Hey guys, Matt, Optimum Bait Company. Gonna talk to you guys about one of our favorite Japanese terminal tackle brands, ZAPPU. Today I'm gonna introduce the ZAPPU board weights. We've had the 1 gram and 2 gram for several years. They really, you can modify all your lures. A lot of different ways to use them. Board weights come in 2 different colors, a Pearl White and then a Hologram. So recently, besides the 1 and 2 grams, we've added to our lineup a 1/2 gram, 3 grams, and 4 grams. So now there's 5 sizes, 2 colors. We're gonna get into showing you guys some modifications that we like to do here. I know everyone has their own ways to use them and they all work, but here's what some of the things that we like to do. So crank down bluegill bait. This is the Bull Doze flat tail, the Depths Web Members bait. Right out of the box, 5-6 feet on a crank down. Depends upon your line, what you're using, but 5-6 feet on average. You want to play around with, want to get a little bit more depth out of it. There you go, 1 gram. For depth, I like to put it right underneath here. It's going to change the angle of how it dives. It's going to get down, might add an extra foot, might add an extra 1.5 feet. You want to change the way it suspends in the water, it sits in the water. You put the weight back a little bit. You know, it's going to dive down, but then when it pauses out, this is a slow floating bait too. So you're going to change the rate of how it's going to float back up. You want to get it to suspend. Add a few more dots, you know, a few more suspend strips. It'll get down, you can suspend it out. That is pretty cool too. But very simple to use. You know, one of the sides has got a sticky on it. Simple. Take that, peels right off. I like to go across. I know some guys like to go with the bait, but boom, right there. Play around with it. It'll get you a little extra depth on your crank downs. Slow float changes the way it floats back up. You know, the weights, the board weights work great on glide baits. I'm a glide. Take a look. So this is a bait we've modified, and to kind of show what it does is how it sinks, right? When you add a lot. So this guy right here has got 5 2 grams, and that's a lot of board weights. But it did change the weight where it just a super slow sink rate. Got to actually kind of suspend. It was 10 grams is badass on this thing. So instead of the 2 grams, now you come back, just add a couple 4 grams right there. What it'll do is obviously the less weights you have showing on here, fish might not be able to see the weight, but that's the whole purpose of the color on here too. But you know, less weights on the bottom. These 4 grams are obviously designed for big profile baits, you know, depths, gita. Works good on that. Another technique that a lot of guys are starting to play around with now is putting them on your weighted hooks. You know, that's one of the keys, is trying to get these weighted swim baits, shad tails, to stay down. Obviously when you start to swim them, they want to come up. You know, you put a lot of nail weights in it, that works well. Also, this is a 2 grammer. I'm going to add 2 grams. You know, they're pliable, right? So I'm going to wrap it. So now you've just added an extra 2 grams through this 3/4 ounce. This is a 12-0 Beast, which is 3/4 ounce. So I've just added some extra weight to this big bad boy. And there you go. That will definitely help the bait stay down. Also, what we've been experimenting with is adding the board weights to a lead head with the shad tail. So I've got a 1 ounce jig head with my 5-inch Bubba shad. Boom. Got a little wind going on right now. So I'm taking this. We've played around with this in the salt when we're doing some halibut drifts. You know, depending upon how quick the drift is, you know, a 1 ounce sometimes will if you've got a fast drift, it's going to pop off the bottom and end your depth. So what you want to add a little bit of weight to it, but without upsizing the jig head. So this is where these come in. Very cool. So take a 1/2 grammer, press it on there firm. So now you just added weight to that 1 ounce. Profile still stays the same. A little extra weight helps the bait stay down more. A lot of different things you can do with these board weights. ZAPPU, one of the best JDM terminal tackle brands out there. A lot of different stuff. Take a look. New sizes in the board weights. Thank you.